Hello, everyone, and welcome to Having Juice with OJ with your host, Oliver, and I'm here with my co-host, Jerm. And today we got two special guests, one you may recognize. We have the CEO of LFG Sports, Griffin Whitman, and we've got a returning guest in Kerry Dunphy, aka Coach K. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about obviously their experience in LFG and what they've done and how Griff got here. And they actually just traveled to the Yankee Stadium on Monday. So let's start with that. How's that? How was that?
That was a good time.
That was a good time.
It was a long day, but it was a good time.
Yeah, what'd you guys do?
We started at Jetro Lot with Philly Sports trips, and we were there for about how many hours? Like 3 hours maybe? Then we got on the bus, 2-hour bus ride to the Yankee Stadium. It was a little rowdy. We got cases of beer flowing, and we got there and went right to the stadium, and we unfortunately lost, but it was still a good time. We kept the vibes going, and we have opening day on Thursday. But it was a good trip.
Yeah, I'd say the highlight of me for Monday has to be the bus drivers. We were driving.
His name's Leslie.
Leslie, and we had two big buses, 100 people in total. Obviously, New York streets are pretty tough to navigate, and trying to take a left turn right by Yankee Stadium, and the first guy, our bus driver Leslie, he makes it through, and then the second bus can't get through, like about to scrape up cars. This guy parks the bus, gets out of the bus, goes back, helps the other guy, no bus driver left behind, and somehow got in there unscathed, unscraped. So
he said he loves traffic, and I've never met someone that loves traffic, but that's what he told us.
The worst part about driving.
That's what he told us.
It has to be a first.
Shout out to the bus driver.
And not only
Leslie,
is
if
it
you're
just
watching this.
hard to travel through New York because of the geographic location, but the fans too. Like I imagine just like if you're wearing LFG sports gear, walking through New York, just how everybody's chirping.
Yeah.
So the fact that you guys got unscathed with the bus and with the fans, I'd say that's the man.
Yeah, and there actually there was a lot of Philly fans. You know, Philly travels extremely well. New York pretty close, and there was like a couple sections in the stadium that it was like, is this a Phillies home game or is this a Yankees home game?
Yeah, I didn't know about the bleacher creatures, if I'm saying that correctly.
Bleacher
You
creatures.
are.
Yeah, so
They are
We
crazy.
met some bleacher creatures.
So
for sure.
we head in there, and we like to like go to games and just like bouncing around, just like seeing all the different vantage points. We head to the bleacher creatures, which is right field to start. Kerry's interviewing like maybe the first person of the day, and he's just munching on a mango in the outfield. Just
But
like,
I had to go right up to him. I'm like, let's talk about this mango. Like, why is this your snack right now before the game? I guess the game started, but he had a bag of mangoes in his pocket that he pulled out too.
He had more
I
mangoes.
mean, you might as well
other
just
than
bring your own
just the ones
snacks,
eating.
but I was just a little confused about that one. But hey,
guess that
Congratulations.
snack.
guess it was
snack
like, it
of
wasn't like
choice.
pieces of mango either. It was like a full-on mango. He was just eating from it,
Is he just
like an apple.
Eating the skin too, or does he have like a little pocket and cut
No,
it off?
he's-
Nope,
biting
just
into
full
it?
on
He's just
biting
straight
into it.
man.
raw dog in there.
Never tried that myself. But
So
guess what?
yeah, that might
It's always
be.
first.
We might bring some mangoes to opening day tomorrow.
You might just have to. And other than that guy, did you guys see any other type of bleacher creatures? Because I mean, I would say the Phillies version of a bleacher creature is that Philly sports guy, like that guy. Like that's
Yeah.
our bleacher creature in a way. You guys see anybody else other than the weird dude eating mangoes?
I wish I got his name, but
Any
don't know.
crazy people on Monday?
wasn't anything crazy.
It was
I
a
would
Monday.
say.
I'm hoping that they're
It
not
was a
going
Monday.
absolutely
It was a
insane.
The
Monday in
vibes
April.
weren't as high, I would say.
Pretty cold, like yeah.
Yeah, it got super
Fourth
chilly.
game
It
of the
was really
season.
nice at our tailgate, and then it got kind of chilly once we got there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think there's any other creatures really, but maybe there will be some tomorrow. Probably.
Probably.
Hopefully,
Most likely.
Hopefully there will be.
We'll be with the tattoo guy too.
Oh really?
Dunphy 215, I think that's his name on Instagram.
Oh yeah, the guy
has, like,
who's
all the
got like the
tattoos.
Interstate 95,
Yeah.
got the
Yeah,
fanatic
so
on
we'll
his
be
stomach,
finding him
belly
tomorrow. We were
buttons.
talking to him a little bit, so that should be fun.
I'm going to the game on Saturday. I'm excited about that.
I think I am too.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be a good game. They should
Yeah.
be able to do something about the Reds. I think they should be able to do something about
I
the
don't know.
Reds.
I wouldn't sleep on the Reds this year. They've been playing some good ball.
Yeah?
They're always one of those
Austin
teams
guy.
that could just walk in there and light you up if you aren't 10 toes.
I mean, they got old man Joey Votto, right? Old man Joey Votto is going to show
Still
out to the
doing his thing.
Citizens Bank Park. All right, to move on from that, Let's start from the beginning, I guess. One, we know about Kerry's beginning with you via our other podcast, but obviously we're going to have some new listeners and such like that. But Griff, how about you? You started this company how?
Yeah, so I have grown up just being just a massive sports fan, and from Boston, went to so many games growing up in the Boston teams, but also just like anywhere. I'm very lucky I've been able to travel a lot, and anywhere I would go would be tied around how can I go to a sporting event. And through all those experiences and kind of I went to Syracuse, studied sport management, event management, and grew up on Barstool, grew up on ESPN. And my senior year I was like, okay, ESPN's here, Barstool's here, but there's this gap in between these two companies for sports media, and I didn't really quite know what that was, but I was like, there's something here and I want to pursue it. So at one point I wanted to kind of take these ideas and go to Barstool, and then I was kind of like, you know what, I'd rather build something from the ground up and just create something totally new. So I worked an internship fall 2018, and I really started to travel every weekend to games. And at my job, I was kind of picking the brains of people's there about the fan perspective, and there's something here, what's going on around sporting events rather than actually on the fields. And it became clear that the voice of the fans is what's underrepresented. Got back for my last semester, got a GoPro, and just started to try and make content. It was in the middle of a really special time to be a Boston sports fan. The Red Sox won the World Series in 2018, and then the Patriots 3 months later won the Super Bowl. I was blessed to be at both of those clinching games, and and that was kind of just the start of LFG. It's been a crazy ride since. So many different people involved in helping to get us to where we are right now. But it's a special company, and it really has an opportunity ahead to to continue to help and change the sports industry and represent fans. So I guess that's a quick little rundown of how we got here, but obviously there's a lot more to it.
For sure. So would you say that you saw like a huge leap one morning? Like one morning you were just like, wow, it feels like I'm doing this and doing so much more than I thought it was going to be? Or do you think you saw like the growth and just like how much work and how many hours you put in for it?
Yeah, just kind of like I blinked and it was just like, whoa, like here we are. Like it just like you don't plan to start a company, all of a sudden it just happens, and you just like, you take this step, you go left, you go right, you're not really looking backwards or looking ahead, you're just kind of like following the motions and the steps of like, how do you form an LLC, like getting people to get involved, like just all these different things, what's the name of the company, like, and all of a sudden just like, that first year really just like was like, whoa, crazy. 2019 zips by, and then COVID hits, and then that was really a time to take a step back and reflect on everything. But yeah, I guess I don't know if that answers the question.
Sure. Yeah. And Kerry, I mean, we know a little bit about your start with this, but take us back again. Like you first meet Griff, like first initial thoughts about the company itself, and also just like who the CEO of this company was.
Yeah. So I actually didn't mention this last time, but you like to say that LFG is going to be bigger than Walmart. I actually was in Walmart before our call. I actually don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
I actually just thought about that afterwards. But yeah, I saw it on LinkedIn. Ended up being a Penn State internship, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Didn't know it was an internship, but thank you so much for reaching out. He's like, but we should just get on a call anyway. I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm in Walmart, and I go to my car to get on the call, and I meet Griffin, and we just get to talking, and we're talking about Penn State, but then we're talking about Philly and what can happen in Philadelphia, and it's been a good time. We've done some really great stuff. I would say we're building for sure.
Just getting started.
Yeah.
And I know that you started off with the Phillies. Like, are you the one who coordinated her like to start the interviewing with the Phillies last year?
Yeah, it was at Citizens Bank.
It was at Citizens Bank, right?
It's actually almost been a year.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Wow.
It feels longer, but May, yeah.
That was the first time we met. Just like went down, met at Xfinity, had a drink, and then started filming. And it's been cool to just like work with Kerry now for about a year and just like see her progression on the mic. And I've worked with so many different people in content creation, and it's a tough skill set. Like it's something that some people have it and some people don't, and just it takes reps and consistency to get better at it. And so just like thinking back to a year ago and her first time on the Phillies, I was like, I don't know if she's got it, but no, she's really just gotten tremendous at it, and we see it in the feedback from everyone around, and the response to the last year of LFG.
Thanks.
That's amazing. That's good that you're continuing to grow and putting a lot of passion and effort into the company, as are you. How would you guys describe your experiences with fans, whether it's like Boston or Philly or New York? Because as we all know, there's all different areas and they can tend to behave pretty differently.
Well, I would say I'm just used to being in Philly, so I mean, people are gonna yell things, but that's the beauty in it. You don't know the responses you're gonna get, and you meet some cool people. And yeah, I would say like even going to New York and Arizona and stuff, I feel like Arizona was a good time seeing those fans. Like I said, when I ran off the bus, it was code red. I had to go to the bathroom. And just like the fans booing at me for a little part, I was like, this is insane, but getting used to it now.
Yeah, I think that like brings up kind of some of the inspiration for this, and my experiences in traveling and being immersed in different fan cultures all across the country. Like, I think that's what's so special about sports is you can be in Boston and Philadelphia and you get this one vibe and energy of sports fandom, but you know, you go to these small, tight-knit communities into college sports, in college fandom, college towns, and just like, it's so different and unique everywhere, and that's what we're trying to do with LFG is shed light on these different cultures and traditions, and just like, you know, what are fans doing around the country, around the world, and so I love it because everywhere is different, and it's just like, it's fun to kind of see that and interact with that, and you got to know how to act one way or another. Like Philadelphia can't be too aggressive versus like you go to some of these other places and they're so nice. Like Milwaukee, I went to a Bucks playoff game last year, Celtics-Bucks. Celtics won Game 6, great game, tremendous.
That was amazing.
Tatum went off, but like these fans were so nice. They're like, thanks for coming, how are you doing? Like, have a great night. And it's just like, thank you. Like, you want a beer? Like, sure, buy me a beer. I'm in your stadium. Like, you go to Philadelphia and they're like, take your stupid hat off. Like, get out of here.
Oh, you got
They're like, are you gonna buy me a beer? Because you're in my stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some chirpers.
Yeah, we were getting
Even
choked.
yesterday, we were at the Sixers Celtics game. Sixers won, and
Did
you
they?
know, they did.
Did they?
They did.
Is that a fever dream?
But we had the box of cereal. What's it called? Wicked Smarts.
Wicked Smarts.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah, we've been doing,
Cereal.
there's a really cool company, PLB Sports and Entertainment, that they work with athletes to build their brands, mainly through creating food products. So Marcus Smart has a cereal that's out called Wicked Smarts, and we've been creating some content with them for that, and just fun stuff, people saying Wicked, and we have a couple guys in Cleveland that are gonna be working with Darius Garland's Crunchland. So yeah, that's a cool brand that we've been starting to work with.
Yeah, that definitely sounds really cool. Yeah.
I can, one about the Wicked Smarts that is hilarious. Like,
Can't
I mean,
not say it
one,
like in
I
the
am just
accent either.
Wicked Smarts. Like, how do they come up with that? Or they crunch
And then
them?
Darius
That's
Garland,
cool, but-
I always loved him. He went to Vanderbilt, right? I think in college, and he didn't play a game, and then he got drafted for lottery pick, I believe, and then just is absolutely snapping. So I love Darius Garland. So that's pretty cool. You guys are getting to work with that, and I mean, you guys started off. I'm saying with like professional sports, correct? And then you guys decided to do the college, and obviously Syracuse makes sense why you started that. You went there. But I mean, what was your main inspiration for the other schools that you are also doing, and like you guys think you're gonna branch out to other ones pretty soon?
Yeah, so the college space, that's definitely been something that we've been going after from the beginning. Just like seeing the success that Barstool has had with their college accounts, that has created inspiration, and we felt like there's a gap for creating a similar but different type of ambassador program. And Syracuse, because that was home for me and a couple of the other people on the team, that was where we started. But we've tried at a number of campuses, and just like wherever we could get the right people, that's kind of where how we've had success. And we've tried at Michigan, we've tried at Nebraska, we've tried at Clemson, we've tried at all these different schools, and we've just gotten lucky that Penn State and Tennessee and Syracuse, we have some great students that are passionate, hardworking, entrepreneurial, and it's really fun to work with them, and kind of, that's on them. They're creating the content, they're editing the content, they're going out there. And so just to see something like that just fully run on its own without us having to be too involved, it's just exciting for us as a brand.
I also saw you have new merch coming out, or if it's out, I believe. I love that champion crew neck that you have. It says, for everybody who doesn't know, straight bet. Nah, slice through it. We don't do those. We do 5-team parlays. That's what it says below it.
Gotta take the 5-teamers.
You have any other cool merch you're planning on, or you got to keep that hidden from us?
We got the Philly merch. It's a Philly thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that pretty soon.
Yeah, we got that, and then we have the parlay sweatshirt you were just mentioning. That's part of our casual collection, which is just black crew necks or long sleeves, short sleeves that just say in simple, small font on the front. We have a baseball one, we have a football one, we have a sports one, just kind of this clean sports collection, because like LFG, like we just love sports, and it doesn't. You don't need to say anything else other than just sports. That says enough.
And what do you guys think your next Philly sports trip is gonna be? Like, what's the next big game you guys are checking out?
Well, we got the tailgate tomorrow.
Yeah.
Charlie Manuel's gonna be there, so we'll be talking to him.
Oh, really?
So that's gonna be really cool. I can't wait to meet him, talk to him.
I've
been thinking about what I'm gonna ask him too.
Yeah, he was at spring training, so got to meet him for a few, and Larry Anderson, which was pretty cool. Even though I'm not a huge Phillies fan, but still cool to meet
It's
him.
definitely cool to meet those like legends. I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah,
legends that aren't a part of maybe your city, but I mean, now you get to meet him through
Yeah, I'm
our
excited.
city. And Charlie Manuel, that I remember that guy. He was this little old man, just like short. If you saw him walking on the street in Port Richmond, you're just gonna think he's a regular old man. So that's gonna be so cool that you get to meet him also tomorrow. And I'm assuming the painted up guy is obviously gonna be there, because he's literally, has he ever called out sick? He's like
That man is
Bridges.
probably never sick. His immune system is great. But he's gonna be there tomorrow. He's pretty much on every trip with Philly Sports trips, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like that's his job.
Yeah, but he's
he has
great.
to
He's a
be.
good time. There are a million people were going up to him at the Yankees game too.
Yeah.
Like so many. It was like Yankees fans as well. So it was like back and forth. So he's like, I need to sit down. Like this is a lot.
That's actually pretty surprising that Yankees fans built up their courage and put their pride to the side. Said, I want to see this guy.
Yeah,
And
but he's a good time.
I know last time you were talking about potentially getting that makeup tutorial. Are you working on that still?
Wait, so I said that and I sent it to Griffin. I literally like 2 days later posted like a reel on Instagram doing the makeup. I was like,
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, he took your idea. right
Yeah,
from
well, he
under
didn't
you.
even see it. He just like so happened that he just wanted to show how he does it. I was
I
like, wow,
really
I manifested
wonder
this.
how long that takes. Did he say how long it takes?
No, I actually haven't asked him.
I feel like that's.
I'll ask him tomorrow.
I feel like
Get
that's
some
gotta
answers.
be hours. Like you're just sitting there, just stroke. Like.
But he's probably so used to it that he just like, because every team, he goes to Flyers, Sixers,
He must
Phillies,
have so
like
much paint in
Eagles.
his garage.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
just thinking about in his
Oh, that's a
garage
ton
how
of
much
paint.
paint.
How much
there.
money is he spending on paint?
Yeah.
I want to
His
see his
expenses.
receipts from like the paint
Yeah.
store, just how much he spends per week. 'Cause it
Got
must
like
be
a paint
crazy.
subscription.
Yeah.
I'll ask him tomorrow.
Carrie was saying how she was thinking about for an upcoming game, taking that play out and painting her face all up. So
I
we'll
did
see.
not say that.
Are you
It's
gonna-
not true.
Are you
Do not
guys gonna be
believe
twinning?
anything.
You guys are gonna be twinning tomorrow? Is that a secret surprise?
Should do like a face paint off.
That's what I'm
Just
saying.
show
You
up.
it should be like a timed face paint off. See like who can get it done quicker.
I feel like it would bother me. It's just like sinks into your face, but he's used to it, so
I feel
he
like
rocks it.
Does he not have sweat glands? Like he doesn't sweat at all.
That's what you were saying too.
We're gonna ask these questions now.
These are all like dying to know questions for this guy.
Summer heat or like thunderous rain, like it's still on him half the time. It makes no sense.
I wonder if we would recognize him without paint.
He's
He
a totally different person.
Yeah, like when we were at the
normal
airport
guy.
with him, we're just talking to him. I'm like, whoa, like this is weird.
Who is
so
that
used to
guy?
having
Can you
stripes
please
on your
put on
face.
makeup? Like I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable right now. But I think he posts on Instagram like if you look like
Really?
without the paint. Yeah. But yeah, we were at the airport just talking to him. It just felt so weird.
Yeah.
But he's a really cool guy.
I think at this point he might have overtaken the Colts guy as like the biggest super fan for any award. I'm not sure, but
I would
think
say
might be
he.
it,
I would
but
say.
the
I would
Colts
say
guy's been
I
like-
could put him and that other guy, Dunphy 2 on
Yeah,
5.
we'll talk to him tomorrow too.
2v2 like against any other
City.
like fandom
I want to get
guys. They're
them.
winning.
I want to get them two talking. Like we should just get them two.
You guys should
talking. I
get
feel
them
like
to like just start like duking it out, like as a joke, but to like not
Yeah.
tell people there. Just be like, yo, fake fight. Like,
I'm the
right
biggest super fan. Yeah, I'm the biggest super fan.
What are you gonna do about it?
And then
I want to
have
ask him
like
how many
face paint
tattoos he
too.
has. Like, just gotta ask these questions.
I have to ask these
People want to
questions.
know.
Well, we're gonna take a short break, so hang with us only at USALA Media, and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Having Juice with OJ. And I am here again with Germ. So what's up, Germ?
What's going on? We're joined by LFG CEO Griff and the Coach K.
Coach
We're
K.
gonna continue on here with our amazing conversation. I just wanted to bring it back a little bit when you guys were talking about, getting involved with college students at Syracuse and Penn State and Tennessee. Outside of, them doing their own work and basically being, that extension of you guys on their campuses. Has there been any talks or plans to get any other schools on board, or maybe talk to those athletic departments to see if you guys can work something out with those teams?
Yeah, we are definitely interested in expanding to additional schools.
Temple. We'll throw you at Temple.
We'll get in
even
Temple.
Though, even
Yeah.
though they're struggling with college coaching right now. But
Yeah.
that's another conversation.
I heard that they might sneak into the playoff next year in football.
Sneak in? I don't know. Like crawl in? It could happen. Crawling could happen.
3 missing limbs? Yeah, probably.
But yeah, we as I mentioned, like we've tried at a bunch of different schools, and these 3 are the ones that stuck. And right now we're at a position where we're really trying to get this model down of how do we succeed, what does success look like, and crush it at these 3. And as soon as we have that blueprint, starting to copy and paste and expanding to other schools. We'd love to get Nebraska's a great school. We'd love to get we've had some success there. Arkansas, what's going on at Arkansas? Like no one ever sees anything from Arkansas. Texas, I don't know. There's so many other schools where we think LFG would have a lot of success. ASU is another one. We've tried it a little bit and would love to get that going. And just like NIL space in general, that's a huge opportunity for everybody in sports. And so we've been working and discussing internally of how we can kind of put our foot into that and step into that direction and get involved in NIL. So that's another thing in the college space where we're working on, and hopefully to have some cool stuff there soon.
That would be really cool with like how Barstool has their Barstool athletes. You guys had like LFG athletes.
Yeah.
Like that's a cool direction to go.
Cool goal for sure. I feel like building the teams that we have now. It's like the main focus, and everyone's killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Getting them to a point where we are completely hands off and they're functioning and they're posting. We want them to get to every day. Obviously that's a challenge, but posting 3, 4, 5 times a week without us doing anything, which is great.
I mean, your guys' effects and edits, I've looked on all of your platforms, even yours and also just LFG's. Just the way you guys edit is so good. Like, it's so new, modern tech. Like, I'm not modern tech whatsoever. So I was wondering that, is it you guys who are doing a lot of the creation of those edits, or is it also like you said, the team members that you're trying to build up?
Yeah, I'm definitely not an editor, but
I could not do it. I could not do it.
no, but there's a bunch of editors, and Griffin is good at editing too.
Yeah, that's a skill that I didn't have much of or study in college, and I've really picked up over the last 3 to 4 years. I'm lucky to have a couple mentors really coach and kind of show me the way in that. And editing is just like, it's so fun. Like when you're just like making that and it's a puzzle, and all of a sudden it's just like, it turns into this just masterpiece, and you're just like, oh, this is just incredible. It's really rewarding. But we have a bunch of people on our team that it's another one of those things, like it's a gene, and some people just have vision for content creation and slicing and dicing, and we've got some talented people on our team that do some cool things.
Aside from building up the teams and doing what you guys are doing now, are there any other future plans that you guys have in mind?
Yeah, lots of things. If we want,
I feel like every day we're just like, that would be so cool. Like, just
Yeah.
like come up things.
yeah,
I feel like that is a thing that I've even noticed from having a podcast, is just you have conversations every day of like something else you can build, and some ideas slip through the cracks, and some are like, yes, that's it. I feel like that's how content creation is, just 24/7.
yeah.
Like one day I can imagine we have an LFG building in the main cities that we focus on, like Philly.
A headquarter.
Yeah, headquarters for sure. That'd be
A
cool.
whole campus. If we want to talk super futuristic LFG plans, we intend to bring the Super Bowl to the moon at some point.
Okay, little Elon Musk of sports.
That's a little bit down the
Mentors
road.
over
We're
here.
not quite there yet, but
Working on the logistics of
working
that.
on that. But yeah, this year we're really focused on narrowing our focus into these 3 colleges and 2 cities, Boston and Philadelphia, building more consistency, brand recognition, and giving our audience more than just these one-off 30-second interview clips that might create a laugh, but more substance to kind of stick their teeth into and kind of latch on to us behind the brand. Who are we? Why are we doing this? Like, where did this come from? And just kind of adding a little bit more layers to our content output.
That makes sense, because I mean, as we all do, because we all do it, shorts are something that we all love to do. I mean, they're fun. Like you said, it's like getting that one laugh. Like, you just want somebody to laugh at what you're saying or what you're doing. But the like more long, like long videos and such like that, that's where your longevity steps in, and that's where like people get to understand who you are. I mean, and that's why, again, like having you on is awesome, because like people get to know about you and also know about us. So it's like we get to know each other, and the like viewers get to also feel like they're knowing us, which I think is the cool part about it all.
Yeah.
I would see like our long video before the Super Bowl NFC Championship at Tailgate. That was like a longer video. But I feel like, yeah, we go back and forth, but a lot of shorts.
Yeah. But like you asked about like what are our ideas and stuff, and it's like, hey, there are
so many.
There are 5+ years of notes everywhere. Like I just have scribbled down just like everywhere, just like on my phone, on pieces of paper, on my computer, just like my room. There's just like so many notes, and so like as we really kind of turn this corner and become this legitimate brand, like this business model starts to really like work. We have a lot up our sleeves for content creation that we're excited to get into.
Would you say in the beginning of this all that you had more like haters, or like people who were actually like there for you and really being like positive about you starting up this brand? Because I know like a lot of people might kind of fake it, like fake nice like to you about it, but then also you have those people that are just loving and are there for you no matter what. How do you think it felt in the beginning of all this?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be haters. There's
Yeah.
always going to be people who don't believe in you and don't understand or don't see your vision. But like, I'm so blessed to have just an incredible, tight group of friends that have supported me through the ups and downs of this journey, and my family too. Like they're always there for me, and so while there is hate maybe and people that don't believe, like you just got to focus on the people who are in your corner and support you, and lean on that through the tough times. And that's helps, because this definitely has not been easy. There have been challenging points, but wouldn't change any of it, and excited at where we are right now.
Yeah, I would say if anyone's a hater, it's either coming from jealousy or like you're not doing the norm. So just kind of remember that and just keep going.
Keep using that fuel as motivation.
Oh yeah.
Going back a little bit, just thinking about the different fan cultures, the fan culture markets with Philly and Boston. Does that kind of dictate how you guys work with the markets and what you guys put out for each of them, or does it not really matter?
I would say Philadelphia has just been so great, like the past couple months too. Like the Eagles were doing great. The Phillies, that was a great time. Just being around all those fans, the World Series, oh my gosh. Yeah. But I would just say, I don't know, Philadelphia is just like a great market for sports in general. And then we got a Boston guy over here. So
Boston's
we're building
coming.
Boston.
We've had a couple years of not our finest performance on for our teams, but could be a big June with the Celtics and Bruins. Could be a big June.
I was about to say, who's getting that ring first out of all those Boston teams?
I just I look forward to seeing whose season finishes first this year between the Boston Celtics and the Boston Bruins, and if it finishes with a victory. Because if the first one ends with a championship, oh my goodness, the building's gonna be loud for the second one.
Oh my gosh.
That's how I would say that Boston and other places like New York and also Philly are just great places to start a sports culture. I mean, that's why it makes sense to be at Syracuse, like in around that area. People live and breathe sports. Same with Celtics, Patriots, like Bruins, like everyone's a diehard fan. And then same with Phillies, Sixers. I feel like Sixers, nobody's been harping on them too much. Everyone's like riding the Philly wave,
love.
it feels like. And Eagles wave, the Eagles wave was the hardest wave, I feel like.
Yeah.
Even above the Phillies last year, I would say. But I mean, they're just culturally sports towns, and it's very easy to go to a tailgate in those three types of cities. Even like Chicago, I would say. You can go to those tailgates and people are gonna respond. You're gonna see those weird characters with the mango, and then if people come to us, they're gonna see the guy with the belly button fanatic. Like you're
Never
just
wearing a shirt.
Exactly. And I know last time I asked Kerry about her favorite trip so far with you, so now I have to ask you too. What's been your most favorite trip, and also maybe like a memorable experience during that trip?
It's a tough one.
It's hard.
Yeah, I think I'm at like maybe I've seen a sporting event in like 36 or 38 states, so like it's crazy. So many,
so many, get that to 50.
So many to pick from. Yeah, I'll get to all 50 at some point. I would say that one of my favorite LFG trips / events was the 2019 Home Run Derby. And this is like brand new, you know, we're 3, 4, 5 months into it, and never been to a home run derby, no idea what to expect. It's like, hey, like, let's probably buy tickets in the outfield so we could maybe get on TV, like, great. We print out 2 by 3 foot big signs with LFG. It's in Cleveland, Progressive Fields, and we're in the outfield, and this is when Vladdy Guerrero Jr. it was that home run derby, and this guy's just raking them. And he hit 2 home runs that hit our LFG sign. Like, we're just holding them up, like
just banking off.
And it just hits the sign. And it's just like incredible, and everybody's texting us, and we're on TV, like, and we're on, and it was just a surreal moment, and we're so early on, and it's just like, it was incredible. So Home Run Derby, if you've never been to that event, I highly, highly recommend it. You gotta sit you gotta sit in the outfield, and it's just like a war zone because you're just getting grenades thrown at you, and everybody's like dodging and trying to catch them, and it's just
they're
like,
so quick. It's just like you're like, oh, there's another one.
Yeah, like one of them's landing and the next one's coming in like 2 seconds later. So
I've never been to one. I feel like that would be sick.
I know, I want to go too.
It's a cool event. yeah, so many. Like I could list off like 100 great sporting events. Yeah.
And then Kerry, maybe to reiterate, but yours, I mean, it doesn't even have to be LFG. It's just cool to hear like fandom sporting events. Like, I love that stuff.
Well, I would say the live tournaments are always like it's just like a cool atmosphere. It's different. I would say golf, but I don't know. I think Super Bowl was just like a great experience. And just being in Arizona, never been in Arizona. Got to touch a cactus. That was on the to-do list. But just being in that atmosphere and like I said, I felt like at home, just all the Philly fans with us. But that was just, I'm gonna have like that memory forever. So I would just say, like my first Super Bowl, like being there. So that's still on mine, I think.
My first Super Bowl hits on that tugs on the heartstrings for me. That's pre-LFG, but my first Super Bowl was Super Bowl 49. And for those who don't know that game, it was Patriots Seahawks, also in Arizona. So going out to Arizona a couple months ago was kind of full circle for me. I was there 10 years earlier or something like that. And that was the Malcolm Butler at the goal line game. So as a huge diehard Patriots fan, I went out with my mom, and I'm a senior in high school. And
I hated that Super Bowl.
Yeah. So that was a cool one. Super Bowl's always great. Great to go to Arizona.
Just run it.
So cool.
Just run it. You got Marshawn Lynch. You got
the first instance of the script, man.
But
that's when the script got
script.
announced without anybody knowing it yet.
Yeah.
And now we found out that it's really scripted. If you guys didn't all know,
All
NFL is
sports.
rigged.
All sports.
All sports are rigged. Just like the Sixers beating the Celtics, right? That was
NBA, man. What can you do?
And right now, I mean, this is gonna be coming out later, but right now we have the Yankees-Phillies on. It's Wednesday, and the Yankees are up 4-2. Boo.
You hate the Yankees.
All right.
As I'm wearing a Subway suit.
I was about to say, yeah, all right. But to harp on just LFG, which we've been doing, I mean, out of, obviously you have your bias in Boston, but I mean, out of any stadium you've been to, like, no matter what felt the most like a I don't know how to put it, I guess. Like, I guess just baseball-wise, we'll stick with baseball. When you walked into a baseball stadium, which one just felt with so much history? Like, which one did you think had the most history? You just walked in there and it's like you feel it as soon as you walk in. Mine was Wrigley. I think Wrigley has an amazing ballpark. You walk in, you feel the history.
Yeah. Baseball, I feel like, is a toss-up. 1A, 1B between Wrigley and Fenway. Both of those just like, you gotta just experience them. It's just incredible. But if we want to throw it over to football, I had the opportunity to go to a Tennessee Volunteers football game this past fall in Knoxville, and I had not been to too many SEC games, and certainly not of that magnitude. They played Florida. They had lost 17 of 18 games, and they beat them at home, and just like that was the loudest stadium I've ever been to. So if you get a chance to get to a game at Neyland, the Volunteers, it's electric.
Those new facilities are amazing.
Have you seen them?
They're insane.
Yeah, for the Athletic.
Oh my goodness.
I would have to say for me, Beaver Stadium. I mean, I went to Penn State.
Little
But just
bias on that one. Beaver
Being in
Beaver
the Beaver
is insane.
Stadium
I've
is
only
just
been
like
once.
electric at all times.
Yeah, I love it
crazy.
there.
Student section.
Did they start selling alcohol at college stadiums? Is that's for sure
Yeah.
a thing? I think that's gonna be a game changer. Like the crowd is just gonna get that much more rowdy.
Yeah, as if they already weren't.
Yeah, exactly. Especially at Beaver Stadium.
Yeah.
And to close this all out, I mean, by the time this comes out, we're gonna have checks on and X's on these picks because they're already gonna be done, all these games, obviously. But we have a couple games that I want to ask you guys. Money line, which one are you doing? I want to hear it. We're gonna either know if we're right or wrong by the time this comes out, so let's get it. So today we have the Angels versus Mariners. Money line at -174. Angels with Ohtani on the mound. I mean, I feel like I'm saying the Angels. I'm taking the Angels all the way. How about you, Jeremy?
I feel like regardless of who he's playing in Otani, he's the best player in the world. I'd honestly take the -1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take Seattle, and for one reason and one reason only. I was talking to a buddy who lives in Seattle, and he is going to the game tonight. So
so it's a
why
little
not?
shout out.
Let's just ride the
Probably gonna be
Mariners.
some luck. I'll do Angels.
Yeah, going Angels.
Yeah.
And then we've got Blue Jays at Royals, -188 for the Blue Jays with Manoah on the mound, and he's versing Zach Greinke. I'm gonna go take +1.5 Royals. I think the Blue Jays are gonna be a little snoozy today.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier with Greinke, how he's like the most fun but frustrating pitcher to watch. I feel like he could kind of just get to those Toronto bats and like give them a hard time today on the mound. So I like that. I'll tell Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Let's go Royals, baby. I'm
Go
thinking
Royals
if
all the way, man.
take both underdog money lines and one of them hits, you're coming out positive.
Okay, listen, you heard it here first. And
Let's
you're
go for the Royals.
sticking Royals all the way through. That
All the
means
way
that
through.
we're all losing that bet. I already know it's gonna be an excellent that
Blue
one.
Jays 10.
Yeah,
Royals
we're-
1.
we're-
Never know anything.
And also
can happen.
Manoah is like, he's nice.
Yeah.
That dude is nice. And then I just want to skip over to basketball because this one has both your hat and this jersey playing today. You've got the Raptors
not going
at
to
Celtics after a rough loss against the Sixers. You've got the Celtics at -154 and +130 for the Raptors, obviously. I'm taking Celtics -3. I'm doing it. I do not care. I have no reasoning other than I'm taking the Celtics. So don't.
Thinking about it, the Celtics are kind of locked in that 3 seed, I think. Oh no, the 2 seed.
No,
They're locked in
2
the
seed.
There's only like 4 games left. I think they're locked in that 2 seed. Jaylen Brown might not play. The bottom of the Eastern Conference, they're all literally like,
It's a dog
it's a
fight.
game.
It's a
They're
dog
like a game
fight.
within each other. And with Toronto being the 8th seed or whatnot, I feel like this is a must win for them. So even if they don't get it done, the +3 does sound like it's a safe option.
What are you going with?
This is a tough
your
one.
Celtics hat?
I think I'm going to take the Boston Celtics.
I'll take the Celtics too.
Let's go.
Whatever.
Let's go.
Marcus
Let's go,
Smart.
let's go,
Marcus
let's go. The
Smart.
Celtics are taking that
Smart.
dub
Wicked
today.
Smarts.
Hey, they could still
Wicked
win.
Smart.
+3 could still cash.
Yeah.
+3 will still cash, I guess. I'll take -3 though, all the way. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us at Having
Appreciate
Juice with
it.
OJ. It was good conversations, and
Thanks for
hopefully
having us.
the juice picks hit. So we'll be back next week, and see you guys later only at USALA Media. Thank you very much.
LFG.
LFG.
LFG Sports.